Hey guys, right now we're going to be talking about this knife. This is the Benchmade Emerson Collabo CQC7, made under the Benchmade Model 970. And this one has a bit of history to it. In about 1995 or so, I think 1994, Ernest Emerson didn't have his own knife production company at the time, and because his CQC6 model was popular, the custom CQC6, the president of Benchmade approached Emerson wanting to produce the CQC6 in a production version. Ernest Emerson didn't want them to produce the CQC6 as a production, so he decided to give them another model to make the CQC7, another design of his. So that's how this came to be. So some quick specs on this knife. Overall length open is 8 inches. Blade length is 3.3 inches. The length of the handle is 4.65 inches. And weight is 3.8 ounces. So it's a medium-sized knife. It's probably a little big for me to EDC. But it's a very manageable size. It's not like a military. It's not that big. So this one actually is not stock. It's been modified, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's been a polish put on the blade, and it was done pretty well. I think there's just a little bit of scratching here. You can see right there. See? But it was well done. And the CQC7 is considered the epitome of a tactical folder, and you know, part of that comes with this blade shape. Emerson is known to have brought the Tanto blade shape to America and probably basically produced the Americanized Tanto, and it's a really good blade shape actually. This secondary point here is good for very good for cutting as well. You know, you don't always have to use a tip, you can use a secondary point. And Ernest Emerson, he uses chisel grinds on a lot of his knives, and that is actually pretty controversial, because a lot of people don't like chisel grinds, but honestly I don't understand why. I mean, this thing has a very strong tip. Look how thick that tip is. If I can show you guys. It's a very thick tip. It's a strong tip. And it's a very thick edge as well. I don't know if you can tell. But the thing is that it's just so sharp. It's like a razor, okay? I mean, by using a chisel grind, Ernest Emerson is able to combine both, you know, the strength of the blade with the sharpness. And I think that's a really, really good idea. Basically what the chisel grind is that it's flat on one side and the other side has the grind, and you can see this one actually comes pretty thin. One distinguishing feature of Emerson knives is the thumb disc, and you know, as for whether or not I like it, it's okay. It's about the same as a thumb stud. One interesting thing about the deployment, I'm making kind of some generalizations here because I'm just going to be assuming that the specs on this guy are the same as the actual true Ernest Emerson CQC7 made by his production company. The 970 is basically the same knife, okay? But one thing you have when opening is, if you can see this thumb stud, when you open it, it can come in contact with your hand. This little shoulder thing here, it oftentimes comes into contact with your hand, so it kind of blocks the deployment. So you just gotta train with it and know how to deploy it. Basically, a flick from the bottom would be best if I can, yeah, like that. Because if your hand is too far forward on the handle, you're gonna be smacking your hand there. This knife has really nice jimping. You can see that the jimping is actually not all the way at the top of the handle, and that's because when you open the knife, this jimping combines with this jimping to form one long whole thumb ramp. I mean, it catches your thumb over here as well, so that's really well done. Emerson's liner locks feature, and this one too, I believe now, don't quote me on this, but I think this one has titanium liners. And the problem with the titanium liners is that they're very sticky, and Emerson knives are known for being very sticky, and this Benchmade Emerson is also very sticky as well. I mean, it just sticks in place, and I don't really like the feel of that. I mean, it's still a very nice knife, but I don't like the feel when it's really sticky. I don't know if you can hear that noise. I can't disengage it easily. See, you hear that click? And I've heard that's because the titanium tends to mate with the steel, and that causes that stickiness. But it locks up really secure, really tight. I mean, it's an Emerson. Even if it's made by Benchmade, the design is still classic and it's still really good. The handle shape is something that I don't know why he made it like this. It fits my hand well, but I don't know, just like, it's kind of unnecessary curves here. It's not like super ergonomic, but it fits in your hand well, and especially in this grip, which I have right here, it's kind of hard to hold it up higher. You want your thumb to go basically on this ramp here. It's pretty ergonomic. Benchmade is known for only producing their liner locks as a tip-down carry. They tend not to do tip-up carry with liner locks, so I think that's why this one is a tip-down. I think the real Emersons, well, not the real Emersons, but, you know, the official Emerson production knives have tip-up capabilities as well. About the steel on the blade, this is a 150, actually no, sorry, not 154 cm. I believe this is an ATS-34. Now, I'm not sure because obviously there's no markings on the blade anymore, but from what I've been able to, you know, tell, they're ATS-34. If any of you know any extra information, let me know. That'd be cool. Anyway, on a whole, the Ernest Emerson Benchmade Collaboration 970 CQC7 is a really nice knife. You know, it's quality. I mean, like, everything about this design has been really refined. The jimping, the jimping and the liner lock here, even some jimping up here. The thumb ramp, the disc is an easy way to get an ambidextrous thumb stud. And it even has a cutout here for left-handers, see? I mean, it makes it a lot easier to deploy the knife. The chisel grind, you know, makes for a really sharp knife and strong tip. And the tanto is just really useful. A lot of people claim, like, hold up, that like a clip point blades, kind of like this, is more, you know, it's better for utility. But honestly, the tanto blade actually has a lot going for it. That secondary tip is nice, and you can see it's not as defined as it should be because it's been sharpened. But I mean, it still works really well as sort of a secondary cutting point, and that just makes, you know, the CQC7 on a whole, on a package, a phenomenal knife, and that's why it's considered basically the mother of all tactical folders. If you have a chance to pick up a Benchmade Emerson Collaboration 970, or you have the opportunity to pick up a genuine, well, Emerson Knives CQC7, I'd highly recommend it, because these are great knives, and, you know, there's been so many years of design and thought put into this knife that just makes it, you know, really, really cool. One last thing I want to talk about is this little nib here. I don't know if you can see that. This little nib up here. The interesting thing is that you can actually deploy using this. I don't know if I can get it, but you can actually push up on this like that. Okay, and it actually, you can get this blade deployed. I can get it sometimes. See, like that. Not that that's something you'll be using often, but, you know, just a cool thing. Okay, have some more reviews up pretty soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.